Okay. Anyways, I started to make a video and then Stephanie called me and then I had to stop and start over. Anyways, though, just made that last video, but I remember something that I talked about on one of those videos that got deleted. I lost it with my old phone, and I gotta put this one on a video. I mean, I don't know how much I could talk about it, but I had to put it out there. I know my friends are at least gonna want to hear the story. I don't know if I already told them. Whatever the fuck. Okay, so I hit a little old lady with my trailer in Michigan. Okay, but let me explain. Let me fucking explain first before you freak out. Okay, so if you've ever seen sheetrock, okay, like drywall. Like, there's one side of it that's white, that's the part you paint and shit, and then there's the other side which is brown. It's a big sheet of paper, okay? Well, the USG, the company, we do a lot of sheetrock loads for them. They make that paper. They make it at a paper mill up in Michigan, okay? They make it in these giant fucking rolls, you know, and you load maybe 5, 6 of them, whatever, and take them on down to the sheetrock plant in like Alabama or wherever the fuck. Okay, but it's in this small little town in Michigan, like western Michigan, you know, like not too far from Flint. Okay, it's like west of Flint, Michigan. It's kind of down there in the southwest, you know. But you know, just like any small town, the fucking US highway runs right down through the middle of it. That's the main street, you know. Speed limit goes down to 30, 25, whatever. And they got road work. They're like, I don't know if they're repaving the side where people park their cars, or they were like redoing a sidewalk, whatever. They had all their orange barrels set out, all right? Now I'm coming down, you know, real slow, you know, I'm coming up on my turn. I'm like a mile, like not even a mile from the mill. And you got to turn onto this road, Farmers Road, right? And they got all these orange barrels and shit. It's a tight fucking turn, you know. And I you know, I'm coming up to it, you know, I'm just whatever, it's normal, everything's normal, you know. And I see a little old lady. She's crossing the street. She's crossing Farmers Road, right at the intersection, right? You know, and you know, I see her, but I see her, and she's walking real slow, but I'm going slow. She's getting out of my way. She's already crossed to the other side, you know, and she's, you know, out the fucking road. She's out of the way. You know, she didn't even enter my thoughts after that. After I saw, okay, there are no obstructions in the fucking way. I go as wide as I possibly can on this right-hand turn. You know, there's cars waiting at the light to make a turn. I go as wide as I can around these cars, you know, like on the side of them. But because they've got all these orange barrels and they've got these fucking barrels kind of out in the road and shit, I'm looking in the mirror over there and I see, you know, fuck, I'm gonna hit some of them, which is gonna happen. You're gonna take out some fucking orange barrels. That's kind of what they're there for. That's why they're big plastic barrels, because you're gonna whack the fuck out of them a couple times, you know. It's alright, I've done it before, you know. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'm probably going 5 miles an hour, but you know, usually you just kind of push them out the way and you may knock them over and shit. It's alright, you know, you're not gonna break them fucking things. But then I look in the mirror and I see one of them's got up in front of my fucking my front trailer axle, and the fucking tires are pushing it. I'm like, fuck, you know. I've had that happen once before. So, you know, I stop right there, pull the brakes real quick, and I go to jump out and get that fucking barrel out the way so I can get the hell out the way, you know. So, you know, jump out, you know, scurry underneath the trailer, and I go back there, grab that barrel, slide it out the way, and I look up. There's like a little small crowd of people standing next to this tiny fucking little old lady right there next to the sidewalk. And I think it occurred to me, because she's right next to like the rear axle of my trailer, and it occurred to me that I fucking hit her or something. You know, I didn't know what the fuck happened. But I walked over there, you know, she's sitting down and shit. I'm like, hey, what happened? She's like, oh, she got hit by the trailer or something, or hit by a barrel. I'm like, oh my fucking God, you are shitting me. There was no, how the fuck did that happen? And I'm thinking, okay, definitely losing my job. Definitely losing my job. Hopefully I don't serve jail time for this. That would be really nice. Maybe I can get away with not having to go to jail for this. You know? Probably gonna lose my license. Definitely gonna lose my job. Whatever. You know? Hopefully I don't go to jail or get sued. You know, that'd be really nice too. Not that me and my girlfriend have any fucking money you can sue us for. Good luck. You know? We don't have enough money for you to pay your fucking attorney. We've got some money, but you ain't gonna get rich off us, bro. I'm sorry. But anyways, this lady's, you know, she's really old. She's probably like fucking 90. She's like 5 feet tall. She's a little old lady, you know. I mean, not to be a fucking asshole, you know, or anything, you know. I mean, if it was, you know, I was like, you know, I even asked, I was like, are you okay? You all right? You know, and she was kind of out of it, but I don't think it was from like the accident. I think she was always kind of like out of it. I mean, she's at that age. It's probably been 10 years. She never really knows what's going on at the moment, you know. But I mean, she was okay. Like right here on her left elbow was like skinned up, right? Wasn't so bad. She wasn't bleeding profusely or anything. But you know, she had some scrapes and scratches and shit right there, which, you know, I'll get to what actually happened in a minute. Let me take you through this process as it happens. You know, there's a couple people that saw what happened, and there's like some passerbys or whatever, and they were, you know, helping her, and you know, I was, you know, standing there, and I was like, you know, fuck, what's gonna happen now? You know, someone had called the police and all that shit for an ambulance, and someone brought over a chair for her, and you know, I was thinking these people were gonna be a complete fucking asshole to me. Like, you know, you fucking truck drivers, you come through here and you don't give a fuck about anyone, you know? Because the general public, for the most part, doesn't like us. You know, everybody fucking the whole world hates truck drivers. You know what I mean? People that work at truck stops don't like truck drivers. You know, people driving four-wheelers, the cars, they don't like us. Nobody likes us. You know, we're just, I mean, I guess I understand why. We fuck up parking lots. Some of us litter. I don't. But some dudes take shits in bags and throw them in the parking lot. They don't give a fuck about anything. Not me. You know? But anyways, I was thinking these people were going to be a fucking, you know, but they were actually kind of nice. And, you know, I was just like, hey, I didn't even, I was like, I thought she was out of the way. You know, she had cleared the intersection before I even came up to it. She was out of the fucking road, right? So, you know, local cop shows up, and you know, he's making sure this little old lady's okay. And I thought he was gonna be a fucking dick to me, but you know, he wasn't. You know, and you know, I'm always cool with cops. You know, especially if you're CDL holder, you don't want to be a fucking asshole to cops. You know, he's like, "Who's the driver?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the driver." He's like, "All right, well, you know," I was like, I guess, you know, when I explained to him when I made the turn, I tapped a couple barrels, and I guess, you know, she got hit by a barrel or something like that, you know, and I jumped out to move the barrels out the way because it was too tight for me to make it, you know. This shit happens sometimes, you know, it comes with the fucking territory, you know. He's like, okay, well, he called for backup, and I guess one of their senior officers or detective or some guy in an unmarked Crown Vic showed up. He's like, you know, okay, yeah, I said, all right, tell you what, down the street there's a dirt lot to the right, just pull the truck down there, and then we can get all your info and shit like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, let me get out the way. You know, pulled down there, then a fire, an ambulance showed up. So I pulled down the street, pulled into a parking lot. You know, this cop goes down there, I give him my license, my medical card, truck registration, truck insurance, trailer registration, give him all that shit. And he takes all that, and he's like, you know, where you headed? I'm like, oh, I'm headed to the paper mill. I'm like, oh, it's almost there, you know. And, you know, he's like, yeah, it's right down the street. He says, well, let me get all your information, put in and stuff, and, you know, all that stuff. You know, I'm pacing around. I call my girlfriend. I was like, well, probably gonna lose my job over this. Hopefully, you know, I don't lose my license. Definitely gonna get some points, probably. I can see that happening, you know. It's not good, but I'll keep you updated, you know. Just trying not to freak the fuck out, you know. Just see what happens, right? Another cop shows up. Down the street, I can't even see what's going on up there, you know. I didn't want to walk off or anything and see, you know, hey, what the fuck's going on? But after what seems like a fucking eternity of 10 minutes, you know, cop comes back with all my stuff, gets a little bit of additional information. You know, I explained to him, you know, what happened and shit, and, you know, he says, yeah, they do got it pretty tight in there. He says, and I asked him, I said, am I gonna have any charges filed against me for this? Like, am I gonna pick up any moving violations or anything like that? He said, well, she refused medical care, right? You know, against better judgment, or the paramedics, I don't know what the fuck. They just gave her they bandaged her arm or whatever, but she didn't go to the hospital. She didn't want to go to the hospital. She told the cops and the paramedics, she was jaywalking, she wasn't on a sidewalk, and she was walking through the barrels or whatever, standing next to those orange barrels. She was in the fucking street. And she told them that she wasn't supposed to be there. It's her fault, right? Which it really was. She could have said that, like, no, that guy fucking ran me down and I'm suing. She could have made a big fucking deal out of it, but she didn't, right? You know, she's one of those old people. They don't want to make a big deal out of fucking anything. You could shoot them in the stomach and they'd be like, I'm fine, just leave me be, you know? Fucking hard-headed, you know? But I'm like, okay, well, I told her, I was like, I'm just glad she's okay. And I really was. You know what I'm saying? If I had fucking hit that, if that, I didn't even hit her. Okay, I hit a barrel and a barrel tapped her and she maybe lost her balance. If she had a heart attack and fucking died from that, I would have gone to fucking jail for manslaughter. Easy. Other fucking drivers have. The stories are out there. You know, especially if she'd gone to the hospital, there's definitely been some problems, right? Keep in mind, you know, it's maybe, I think it's about a month. This is about a month ago. Maybe a month and a half, right? You know, definitely, you know, 3-4 weeks. But I haven't heard anything back from it since. So, if I were her family, I mean, I could see how her family would be like, what? You got hit by a truck? We're cashing in. You need to tell us the whole story. I mean, the police report clearly states that she admitted fault and she doesn't want to make a big deal out of it. So I don't even know if they could sue at this point. But, you know, usually the way that shit happens is the kids find out and they're like, we're going to milk the shit out of this. We're going to sue that trucking company for millions and get fucking rich off this, you know? Fuck grandma, you know, she's gonna die anyway, you know, let's just cash in on our millions and buy new fucking cars, you know? I don't fucking know, you know, fucking, grandma, you need to get up on the stage, you need to hire this fucking lawyer. One of those lawyers would say, have you been injured by a truck driver? We're gonna fucking send him straight to jail. We're gonna sue him. We're gonna fucking take his kids' college funds, you know? Call me if you've been injured by a truck. You and me are gonna grab some shovels and dig a fucking hole. We're gonna bury that goddamn truck driver. Fuck that guy and his job and his livelihood and his license, you know? You know, they could call one of those fucking guys, but none of that shit happened. Hey, and I called the accident hotline. I gave him all the fucking information, but haven't heard nothing back about it. Nobody went to the hospital. There was no vehicle damage. So, nothing came out of that. You know, I was like, I can't fucking believe this has already happened, you know? I mean, other than that, I haven't had any accidents of any kind. You know, I haven't had any problems. Had some close calls, but that just comes with this game. You drive a truck, you're gonna have some close calls all the time. All the time. You know, you're gonna have a lot of room, you know? You're gonna squeeze into some fucked up tight spots. Like when I turned around in Brooklyn. That was some crazy little shit. But anyways, fucking, I guess that little old lady was fine, but had to tell that story. You know, hey, and other than that, I picked up my load, ran it. It's a good little load, shit, you know, easy breezy, you know. But, you know, now my girlfriend jokes, Stephanie says, she says, don't hit any old ladies today. You know, she fucks with me, you know. But anyways, I just had to get that story out. I'm not gonna make any more videos tonight. Alright, well, thanks for watching, you guys. Take it easy.